The night was heavier than chains, and yet in the stillness freedom moved like a shadow. A single lantern flickered in a cabin window. 3 flashes that told runaways the path was clear. Hidden beneath darkness, men, women, and children crept through fields, their footsteps erased by the rustling wind. The Underground Railroad was not made of tracks or trains. It was a web of courage, safe houses and silent codes. Every mile carried the weight of a heartbeat racing against time. In barns and attics, strangers risked their lives to hide those fleeing bondage. A quilt with certain patterns hanging from a line was more than fabric. It was a message. Safety lies here. A candle in a window was not light for the night, but hope in the darkness. Yet every sign came with peril. Slave catchers roamed the countryside, bloodhounds trained to hunt, and the law itself stood against them. Still the roots spread in secrecy, weaving across states like invisible veins. Guides known as conductors led the way. Some were free black men and women. Others were white allies who defied the law. Every journey was a gamble, every step a test of faith. Children were smuggled in baskets. Families hid beneath wagon hay, and footsteps crossed rivers to wash away their tracks. Freedom was close but never promised. This was America's battlefield of silence, where whispers, symbols, and courage fought against chains. Not all conductors became legends, yet each risked everything. Some, like Harriet Tubman, returned again and again into danger, guiding dozens through swamps and woods, as if the stars themselves bent to her courage. She was called Moses, for she led her people out of bondage. Her footsteps carved roots where none existed, and her voice became a promise of deliverance. Yet she was not alone. Farmers, ministers, and ordinary families turned their homes into stations of refuge, transforming kitchens and cellars into sanctuaries. Codes disguised as songs carried directions. A line about crossing the Jordan was no hymn for heaven. It was a map toward rivers and safety. Messages were stitched into quilts, roots drawn into the fabric of daily life. But the risk was unrelenting. Slave catchers patrolled roads. Laws like the Fugitive Slave Act made even the North unsafe, and betrayal could come from a neighbor. The closer freedom grew, the harsher the pursuit became. Still, the railroad expanded, stretching north to Canada where freedom was certain, and west into territories less controlled. Each success fed the fire of resistance. Each escape proved that chains could be broken. Families torn apart by slavery found reunion. Children once marked for sale found a future, and hope spread like a flame that could not be extinguished. By the mid-1800s, the Underground Railroad had helped tens of thousands escape slavery. Its roots were not written in maps but carved in memory, passed in whispers and guarded in silence. What began as a desperate attempt for survival grew into a defiant movement that challenged America's conscience. Every escape was a blow to the system of slavery. Every safe house was a rebellion. Slaveholders raged at the losses, demanding harsher laws, yet the railroad endured. Even as danger grew, so did determination. Runaways who made it north sent back word, urging others to follow. Communities of freed men and women blossomed, proving that freedom was not only possible, but unstoppable. The Underground Railroad did more than free bodies. It freed minds. It showed that ordinary people, when united, could fight a system built on oppression. It revealed that courage was not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it, and it left a legacy far greater than the journeys themselves. It planted the seeds of a nation that could no longer ignore its own hypocrisy. The secret paths through swamps and forests may have faded into history, but the story remains a testament to resilience. It is a reminder that silence can carry power, that faith can move mountains, and that hidden in the darkest nights are those willing to risk everything for freedom. And as you reflect on this story, ask yourself, if courage lit the way then, how will you let courage guide you today?